Hey, oh, there's the Brits! Get him! Get him, boys! Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 and today I'm bringing you a 4v4 on the map Port of Hamburg. Wow, it's been a while since I did a 4v4 that wasn't part of Clash of the Conscripts, which, yeah, it did get delayed a week by the time I release this, so it'll be on September 17th, hopefully around 9 a.m. If that changes, I'll put up another update. But let's get to this game, which was submitted by an amazing patron. Thank you to all my patrons who support me on Patreon. If you would like to support me there, it's down below. But simply liking and subscribing really helps out my channel, so thank you. It helps me do stuff like Clash of the Conscripts, which, again, had a prize pool of roughly, starting $1,000, now $1,300. So thank you guys so very much for that support. But let's get to this game, shall we? This is a 4v4 on the map Port of Hamburg. We got Slow Meadow, Mac Depero, CoH2, we got Egg, Spruance, Sir Lechu. We got, Dekai and Danny. Wonderful. British forces are trying to advance. Well, actually, it's 3 Brits and 1 American versus 4 Austria. No OKW or Soviet. They are not allowed in this game, apparently. But anyway, if you have a replay, submit it also down below to my Discord, and I might check it out. I usually do replays on Sunday mornings when Clash of the Conscripts is not in full swing. Speaking in full swing, we have both sides launching full attacks. Dandy's moving raid section in. We also got Dekai. Sure. We got Dekai with commandos, as well as Silichu with Pathfinders, aka going airborne. Looks like German forces were successful in their attack on the far right-hand side. MGs and Grenadiers successfully pushed back the Brits. Brits trying to counterattack, but I don't think they're going to gain much ground. A little damage, sure, but they're not going to be able to drive the Germans away from the fuel. It's just not likely, especially with Egg over here bringing up their MG42 that just start murdering. By the way, I do have the strategic zoom on, so I'm able to pull out and get those wide angle shots, and of course get close in on some great shots as well as normal. Let's not friendly fire, boys. Let's not friendly fire. But good job bringing up a Mortar MG. Again, good overall diversity of forces to hold this sector, and good overall initial swing. On the far side, Mac Depero having a little bit more issue with Slow Meadow, but they are slowly advancing. Spruance has a Vickers, second one as well guarding. We already have a captain on the field with a howitzer. Pretty good idea to try to out DPS the enemy with mortar fire and support gun, or howitzer fire, I should say, for the Americans. There looks like attacking multiple ways, but MG forces them back. Oh my god. Now I know why they're getting howitzers, because we have German forces with 3 mortars. Oh my lord. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's just bring all of the mortars in from the German army. Why not? But hey, not a bad idea to just keep pounding the American and British forces as they try to advance. The British are notorious for having issues with mortars because they don't get their own natively. They have to build a mortar pit, and yeah, it's they call down the artillery from their base, but that requires munitions and forces to do that. This British force doesn't have an assault officer as well, which could natively do it. Nice rifle grenade, by the way. Mortar is knocked out, so one less for the allies, but mortar pit is going down to hopefully counter. But with 3 mortars, I find that it's going to be very hard for it to keep sustainability on the field and hold the enemy back, but we'll see. Especially with the Axis now knowing that it's being produced. On the far side, we have another mortar pit as well. Also, gotta give a shout out raid section. Pretty damn good infantry, but unfortunately that was not enough to push back the Germans in this sector, who also have 2 mortars, so it looks like they're trying to capitalize on the artillery advantage the Austria have initially against the Brits. And yeah, they're doing a pretty damn good job. Now, will that last? It's really going to depend on SimCity, the counterattack that would be enabled from these forces, and how aggressive the Germans are. Looks like we have a scouting operation by CoH2. Trying to move on in. Barbed wire going down to make sure the Germans can't use it. But again, I think just the amount of infantry right there is going to make CoH2 be like, F this, I'm out. Rifle grenade did very little. Low health damage, but he can heal through it. Mortar pit's already under fire with smoke coming down. German infantry trying to reposition. Smoke coming in from the Brits to try to get around the MG, but the MG did reposition itself. Great shot because he can shoot the infantry, but infantry managed to get in the smoke, actually, before he was able to fully suppress. So good job there. Throws the artillery, which does hit the mortars. Mortars also under fire from the infantry section, but captain on standby too. With the mortar pit, with the artillery, that might throw the Germans off balance, especially if a nice artillery shell hits a mortar. But looks like it was not able to come in nick of time. Mortars were able to reposition. One negative about that is it'll fire in this general area, and you can't exactly easily like attack another area like the mortar pit. Speaking of the mortar pit, might be under harm's way from an inbound half-track with flames. Good counter, as I don't believe the Allies have any sort of AT. They have double howitzers, but no AT. Okay, they have an AT grenade from the Royal Engineer, but nothing long range. So as long as you keep your distance away from a half-track with and the infantry like that, you're generally fine. And with the Pioneer Squad healing and the mortar still providing a lot of fire support, spread out, by the way, again, awesome to see, because that will allow the mortars to continuously harass the enemy, right? But they can't just, they won't immediately like fire a lucky shot, right? Okay, that man died from a lucky shot, but he was also pretty low. But what I'm trying to say is they can't fire like one area and hope to kill all three mortars. They are spread out. But one mortar is being pushed back, one mortar is dead, half-track can no longer reinforce. So it looks like the American howitzers are doing some decent work, and this mortar pit is somehow still alive. So got to give credit's due for the Allied resilience, honestly, because the Germans, while they are doing sweeping actions, and excellent counter by Egg and CoH at neutralizing the mortar pit and driving the Allies away, the Allies still have decent armies for the most part, where the Germans, like Slow Meadow, currently not much. He has 4 units, and a lot of them are injured. Mac is doing a bit better. Meanwhile, doctrine-wise, we have Storm Doctrine, good for direct strike and smoke. Artillery as well, which is also part of German mech, which is weird, but also has a lot of good, armor abilities. And then we have CoH with Lightning War. Now, he has a lot of Grenadiers, so G43 rifles is pretty solid a bonus. Nice mortar hit on the Assault Officer. And, oh no, dodged the grenade. Grenadiers pushing on in. I think this infantry section will have been a hard time, but with the Vickers here, unless they focus on it right now with a grenade, I think that the Grenadiers will have to run. Because essentially it's just a kill zone right there. Also, we had rain section coming on in with the Royal Engineer. So it looks like the British were counterattacking full force. So, excellent to see. Mortar pit, barely alive. Looks like the German counterattack is real and pretty potent as it goes down thanks to a pack gun. But once again, might be a little bit of an overextension by Slow Meadow, because it looks like the Pathfinders and infantry section are trying to kill the unit. Half-track, though, coming on in. No AT, so I think he'll be able to get out of there just fine. Let's look at the right-hand side. Gotta give credit to another part of the Axis for holding all 3 VP sections, VP points, that is slowly wearing down the enemy. Right now, we're about 275 points down, honestly. So that's pretty incredible for the Allies to be in this situation, right? The Axis to be in this situation ahead of the Allies, because this could be a game that is over pretty quickly if things don't turn around. Fire is being sprayed onto the Royal Engineers, but the half-track barely got out with its life. We have an MG, but it looks like it's on its last legs. And Mac and Slow Meadow have officially been neutralized on the left. Middle looks like forces here. There's nothing stopping them. And the Allies quickly move on in to capture territory from the Germans. On the far right-hand side, again, we have Egg and CoH pretty much fully active in the sector. Loses a mortar. That's a big loss for Egg, a Vet 2 mortar. Half-track is injured as well with I'm assuming a reinforcement bunker going down here, though there's one here. So, because the reason why I said reinforce is it's weird to have a bunker here, right, that's like a little bit more wide open, right? Because unless I'm mistaken, usually what a lot of people like to do is put the bunkers behind these high walls, so that way they can guard all this territory. But we'll see. Maybe this positioning will be fine, but we'll see how the Allies deal with that. Grenadiers push on in. Half-track as well. Injured engine, so a little risky, especially if the enemy has AT, which they do. Nice mortar hit on the half-track, by the way. German infantry and armor are currently shredding the allies. But, oh my god, that man is flying. I just saw the body go into the air. And there, his body just came down right there. So, man, you got some seriously good height, man. You got some seriously good height with that explosion. But yeah, the half-track died, which is very bad for the German infantry and armor in the sector. But, well, lack of armor, I should say, just German infantry. But luckily, Panzer IV is coming on in, so at least they'll have more armor shortly. But, yeah, losing a lot of support equipment, not great. Army-wise, we're looking at the Axis averaging in the mid-30s. Allies, a little higher in the mid-40s. So Allies, even though they're taking hits, they're slowly gaining a bigger and bigger army, while the Germans are having a bit of a rough time escalating that army size. So the Panzer IV and an Ostwind inbound will surely help. Slow Metal gets an Ostwind, which is great for shooting down planes, and shredding infantry, which is his main issue. Half-track diving on in, not sure why you would do that, but okay. I'm glad this AT gun wasn't in place, because, well, hold on, actually, it's about to die, isn't it? No, actually, I'm surprised. I thought a second shot would have fired, but no. Pathfinders and a big old group of infantry moving on in. Mortars under fire. We got a Jaeger command squad trying to hold him back. Rifle grenade fires. Great hit with that squad. Oh my god. Shredding one infantry. Half-track pulling back with Grenadiers moving on in. On the far side, we have a small allied counterattack. Mine's going down, so good job by CoH2. Doing a pretty good job of holding that region. MG is well set up with Mortar. We still got the bunker and stuff. I think one player should hold here and then redeploy to mid, right? And I think that's what we're seeing a little bit. Because again, we have Mac over here. We have ourselves Slow Meadow in this region. So they're trying to make sure they hold this. I'm curious to see if this guy's going to swing over, right? Because these AT going to have a perfect shot. And it seems like a good defensive hold here be easier. Yeah, there we go. So, looks like DK is trying. But actually, that seems more just like a random unit scouting more so than a full attack. But I feel like as soon as DK realizes the situation that Slow Meadows in, he might be like, wait, we can't. It's harder to hit this region. We should push elsewhere, which is why it's like you preempt that with moving forces. But that's just me. Luckily, CoH2 is doing just that. Managed to move on in. Take a shot, but AT gun forced him away. Mortar's back, but hey, buddy, is literally no health left. Maybe you should get that back up to operational status and pull it away. Infantry section on standby to try to take this region. Grenadiers moving on in. MG opening fire, backed up by a pack. Allies, where's the allied armor? I'm actually kind of curious on this. We have Piats. Like, great. They're also locking down the territory, which would be actually not a bad idea to push this way. Kill cache, kill bunkers, take over. Just saying, more resources, the better off typically you are. Though, I'll give credit, the Allies do have some caches down. The Germans have 2. So, again, both sides are building caches. Oh, nice shot with the Ostwind, killing that Echelon. Ostwind drives the Allies away. Good hold. Again, I feel like this American needs more AT. Half-track taking advantage, dives on in, but bazooka team! Alright, that's the AT I'm looking for. Because, yeah, it can do quite a bit. But flames are just burning him alive. Can they kill it? It's close. But, the mortar doesn't escape. The paratroopers do. AT guns are opening fire on this area. Slow Meadow overextended, I think. No! Oh my god, that high wall. Run, man! Run! How are you alive right now? That makes sense. The German Grenadier is charging, or I guess, vehicle crewman is charging the British, but unfortunately went down. Ostwind now in a very particular situation where the AT guns are lined up. Another shot. Another shot. Misses. Holy crap. Oh my god. Throw an AT grenade. DK, throw it. Take. Yes! Damage engine. Recruise it. Turn! AT guns! Oh my god, he's so low. Hugs the corner. Gets out! The British are charging. Oh my god, there's so much. They grabbed another mortar. How bad is the situation? Slow Meadow has 4 units. Oh, no. Hey, oh, there's the Brits! Get him! Get him, boys! Come on, you're so close! Oh, my God. You have no idea how close you are. There we go. Good shot. I think he fired over it because the Austrian wasn't returning fire. So, excellent job there. Assault officer killing the pack gun. 3 units now for Slow Meadow. Yeah. This went from an easy German win to a complete disaster, in my personal opinion. Allies have plenty of AT. They have MGs, which some of them I think are stolen. Yeah, 2 of them by DK are stolen from the Germans themselves. That's not good. Is that man alive? I just see like a body squirming in the wreck. Anyway, Panzer Grenadiers advancing. We have a small counterattack by CoH2. Panzer IV, plenty of manpower, give them that. So too with Meadow. But that kind of makes sense when you barely have any men on the field. You typically have more manpower. American infantry trying to hold the line, but there's too many Germans. They're going to need to pull back. Luckily, they have enough MGs where I think they could delay the Germans a little bit, but they need to set up now. I think the Germans with the Air Command Squad can advance and fire a rifle grenade, which they will, and this MG will go down. Yep, there it goes. Good counter. Mac is advancing. We have rifle grenade. Oh, by the Grenadier. I was like, what? But yeah, he's firing very close. We have, ooh, mortar cover. So it's going to hit all the infantry in the region. We have British artillery coming down. A Centaur coming on in. Weird choice with Panzers and a Panther in the area. But White Phosphorus will stop them from firing, as we can currently see. So we can't fire in the White Phosphorus. So, yeah, not a great time to be a German infantryman in the middle of that. It looks cool with the smoke and the flares and everything on the Panzers. But, yeah, you don't want to be in that mess. AT guns also on standby, so it looks like if the Germans were to keep advancing, a lot of AT would hit them. Now, on the counterpoint as well for the Allies, they do have a Jackson finally. We get Centaurs on the field. We have ourselves a Churchill, so Danny was saving up for, a heavy tank. And then DK is getting a Comet. So, Allies were saving, and very lucky that they were able to manage to achieve, they were able to do that. Oh, my Lord! Yeah. 4 AT guns just pulverized that Panzer IV. That's not a great trade. German infantry actually were taking it, but forced back as the models died. They were unable to take that position. So is this great to be a German front lineman in this fight? Hell no. Right now, this one again very close to a German victory, but. Unfortunately, they fumbled the ball in the last quarter, and the Allies are starting to gain a bit of momentum. Not saying they're the greatest, or they have what it takes to turn the tide per se, but the tide is turning slowly. The strategic initiative is slowly falling back into Allied hands, which, again, they never really had in the entirety of this battle. So, unless the Germans do something very cool or very interesting, this Werfer could do, maybe? No? It's going to actually shoot and hurt. Oh, no, actually, it's some infantry over here. Okay. Maybe we get some kills on the retreating forces? No? Comet is pretty much stopping the Panzer from doing exactly that. Infantry, while, collecting pack guns, not aiming at the Comet until it's already out of view. So, that's unfortunate. We have an AT line, but again, very low infantry. An infantry section, an assault officer. We have 3 AT guns and a heck of a lot of German forces, so something to keep in mind. Actually, pack guns really would have pushed back that Centaur, but they just pulled back, even though they have full health. Or one of them has full health, so interesting. Wait, kill the assault. Nice kill with the Panzer Grenadiers on the assault officer. Okay, cool. Panther and Panzer IV on standby. We have pack gun MG. We have Vickers, the Churchill, and a Comet. That's going to be hard for the Germans to deal with. Churchill takes a lot of hits. Comet can deal, take some hits, not as much, but still dish out quite a bit more damage. Pack gun will need to be, dealt with by the British, but they have mortar. They could smoke it and then slowly advance, which it looks like is exactly what they're doing. With the G43 Grenadiers, unfortunately being picked off by the infantry section and the Churchill. Churchill advancing. Again, hit by the pack. will be forced back, again, as a precaution. We have ourselves mortar coverage, but I think it's in mid. I'm not... Oh, or is it over here? I'm trying to figure out where it is. It doesn't have, like, the area of effect on the mini-map. Oh, okay, so it was up north. So it looks like Slow Meadow tried to counterattack and did actually kill some infantry here. Fortunately, the Americans and the Brits have plenty of men. It's just using it that's the bigger question. Artillery's also on the field. I missed this. Sexton is on the field, thanks to our artillery regiment. And, let's see. It's killing the cache, or maybe trying to counteract the artillery here that Mac built. We have a Werfer. We have 2 Werfers. But other than that, it's only 3 pieces of German artillery. And the Allies have the mortar carriage as well. So they have some. Maybe not the heavy guns, but they have a decent amount of artillery. Again, I could see the axis being picked, being a little bit ticked off by the howitzers, but they themselves don't have too many kills. It seems like it's just been good sweeping actions by the Allies in general, at just, again, trying to consistently hit the Germans where they're off balance. Werfer fires into mid. Captain does get neutralized. Werfer aiming a little bit more to the north, or in the area in which they would have retreated. So good job. Major's in the mid, and actually we'll get some veterancy. Hopefully to get vet too. Centaur moved on in. Where are the pack guns? Oh, I'm sorry. Mac has none, and the others are back at elsewhere to heal. They really want that howitzer dead. It was only... Oh, it's killed a vehicle? Oh, maybe it did kill something more valuable. Centaur pulling back after being Fausted. We have artillery coming on in thanks to concentration barrage. That might kill it. It depends on the area. Nice shot with the artillery there. Good RNG. Counterattack in mid. It looks like the Allies... 117. Excellent job for the Axis pushing down. But as much as I like that number Axis, you need to keep going. Holy shit. Well, man, British artillery's no joke, now is it? I guess that's major artillery, right? I think it was major. Nice kill. Centaur is down on the far right. We still have a decent amount of German defenses. They are holding this sector for the time being. Churchill took some hits, but not as bad as it could be. Because again, it still has about 2/3 of its health left. Werfer firing. Hitting the back line. Mortar and MG under heavy fire. Needs to pull back to reinforce. Assault officer taking the fuel though. Trying to take that over. Comet advancing. Panzer IV trying to, fight. It does get a decent shot, along with pack fire. But now we have something else coming on in, and that would be, what, British artillery? It's British artillery. Panzer IV is moving on in. Again, very risky to move up a Panzer when a Comet is lying in the wings. But, again, he's trying to push back the British, but, yeah, having a little bit of issue. Luckily, this officer already threw the Gamma Bomb and the artillery, so against this, I think they'll be fine. We have P-47s in the area. I don't understand why. Like, I get this. Trust me, I get that armor, but you have nothing seeing that armor. You can't target the armor if you have no recon, right? So, unless they had a recon pass, I missed it. There's nothing going to target this. Panther's moving in. It could give sight and have the P-47s target it, but again, to be careful, because there's not much to that. Now, it looks like the Allies are pushing into mid. Maybe that was just to distract them. No, that was just a waste. That was an absolute waste. P-47s even fire or do anything major. Oh, wait, they're coming in? All right. You got one good run for both those planes, but that's about it. Now we have CoH2 bringing in the air support. Unfortunately, they also don't have a target. What's with the... both sides. Bring in the Air Force. Cool, why are they going to shoot? That's not important. Anyway, AA, because of, I believe, the Centaur that's still in effect. I believe there's a Centaur still alive, or like a new one. We have a Croc on the field, which is burning the Germans. A little strafe on the Comet. Yeah, Centaur. There we go. By DK. White Foster's coming in, driving them away. Comet is now being engaged by the Panzer IV. Panzer IV actually pens and thinks he can win. Unfortunately, with the Royal Engineers there. Oh, very lucky he didn't throw an AT grenade, but he'll pull back. AT gun hitting The Panther driving the enemy away. Look, good job on Spruance for taking mid. Again, I will say the allies are still down significantly. VP-wise, they are still losing, but overall they are slowly wearing down the Axis a little bit more than they have previously, but still, they need to do a better job at holding the position. Though, Mac, you may want to retreat. There's artillery currently hitting your Werfer. Artillery, was recruited, I think, or made. Not entirely sure what's going on here, but it looks like it's trying to fire in this region to counteract the Sexton. Mortar carriage is opening fire on the German infantry inbound. Some force over here to hold. Middle looks like a little bit easier for Mac to take. Axis forces are counterattacking. There's a Croc there, though. You need a lot of firepower to deal with that Croc and AT gun and additional support. Werfer might be good there. We have P-47s coming on in. Panzer IV might die here, but barely gets out with the inbound strafe. Also, it looks like we had recon come in from Egg that immediately got shot down. I'm pretty sure that was recon. Croc just burns away the Panzer Grenadiers. G43 Grenadiers moving on in. There's the Werfer. Nice shot on the mortar. And the MG forcing him back. But double pack gun could be great, especially if you button, right? Use the target weak point to button that Croc. You can stun it and then maybe go in for the kill. Oh! Oh! Oh, that was a great hit from the Werfers. Werfer is barely in range, but that's enough for the Air Force to come in. I don't know if that was on purpose, but hey, good job for the American for neutralizing those Werfers. That's a big win against Egg. Now, Egg still has a 69 population. Nice. But even nicer is he's close to 900 manpower, which means he can bring up reinforcements like a new Werfer pretty quickly. And yeah, hell, he can bring up another one if he wanted to. Overall, Axis currently have an army size, I would say like upper 70s. Allies are a little more sporadic, but with that Croc going down, it could be a big win. Pack guns opening fire. Panther and Tiger moving on in. Churchill dropping smoke to try to escape. He needs reinforcements, but the Croc is being repaired. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Churchill. Not a base Churchill, not a Croc Churchill. P-47's trying to provide some relief, but it's not enough. Panther is trying to engage. We have the Tiger on covering the flank with a lot of forces moving on in. Churchill needs help. They're not seeing anything. Comet is back at base, and Churchill goes down. Croc, now fully repaired, will need to move in, but there's too much here in terms of armor and AT for it to be super effective, unless the infantry can really do wonders. But Egg still has plenty of forces, and good job by CoH2, still has double mortars. Maybe spread them out a little more, but hey, at least they're holding their own. And mid allies are retaking it, but again, they keep losing it, which is, they can't do that. You have to keep holding. AT fires hitting the Panther, trying to drive it away. Infantry section coming on in. Werfer firing. Is that low angle? I think that might be low angle. Doesn't it? Think it's a few models, but not the big decisive Werfer that a lot of people hope for. Caches have been placed, though, on allied positions, so at least they're getting more resources, or some. There's still plenty of open spots, but same thing with the Axis. They have a couple areas that they can put caches in, too. And they have players who have tons of manpower, so they can't say they can't do it. Just say it, Egg. Once you get to over 1,000 manpower, you're like, okay, maybe I can help out my team. Now, you can say Greyshot is saving up for an elephant, but right now I don't think that an elephant is necessary, especially when you have double packs. I think you're doing just fine with the double packs. Maybe if one dies, sure, but like, you have enough for a cache or two. Anyway, Axis forces took some hits, but looks like, as stated, DK has moved to mid with this Comet. He probably is going to get another one, I would assume. Double Comet could be pretty good. Or maybe a Firefly would be better to try to target the armor, since the Comet could focus on the infantry. But what they need to do is hold mid. Allies finally brought the Axis under 400 points, but they need to continue that pressure. Firefly is being built, which is a good pick in my opinion. Commando's pushing on in, but this is where it's like you need an army that's maybe a little spread out so they don't get Werfered, rather than one individual unit. But it looks like paratroopers are coming in to assist them as well. Panther, though, on hold fire, maybe because of the P-47 incident. Trying to assist. Bundle grenade gets a fantastic shot on that target, driving the enemy away. Sorry, I forgot to mention, the Allies are like probably upper 60s right now, so they are lower than the Axis, but they're not significantly lower, right? It's not a huge determining factor. But Allies might be luring the Axis into a trap. Bazooka's primary rate of fire. Can they take the shot? Nope. Looks like Sir Lechu was looking at... Oh, no, he actually does. Brings that up out of third. AT gun is set up as well. Does not fire. Oswin goes down. British forces tearing Slow Meadow apart. Another unit goes down. And we're probably going to see another unit thanks to the infantry section and the Royal Engineers. Maybe? No. Panzergrenadier will escape. Slow Meadow does have a decent army. And more artillery being made. Buddy, I would stop that. If I was the Brits, I would try to push here. I would try to stop that if they knew it was there. Air Force coming on in. Pushing back the armor in the region from the Brits. Firefly trying to hold back the Tiger and Panzer IV. But unfortunately, the armor is not having it. Though a lot of shots from both sides missed in that last salvo, the German forces successfully dislodged the Brits in the region. But, like I said, you still have Dekai, and he has his own comment in Firefly. Panzer IV could be in a world of hurt, but Panther, right there, provides some pressure. Again, the German Air Force is still flying overhead to hit anything. Panzer Grenadiers fires some shots at the Comet with its Panzer Shreks. Yeah, he's going to need to move his infantry over pretty soon. My Phosphorus hit, but it hits his own men. Nice. Double pack line hitting the Firefly. Again, although he did bring up an Elephant, that might be a little overkill in terms of how much damage doing its armor. But like, unless he's trying to push into mid. If he's having it in mid to kind of watch, maybe. But again, the Allies also have a lot of AT, so it's something to kind of worry about as well, especially with like a bombing run or something. What just happened? Something just happened. I'm not entirely sure. But whatever the case may be, they're advancing in. Plane got shot down. Here comes a Werfer strike on target. Could be good. Gets a kill with the mortar. Nice little win. Wait, dive behind the lines. Oh god, yes, 3 paratroopers with bazookas. Panther taking a lot of hits. AT gun hitting the Brumbar. Werfer very close as well. Could be hit by the AT gun if they had sight. Elephant's now there, but again, with 3 paratroopers with bazookas, that could be very bad for the Elephant. Nice bundle though. Kills the AT gun on the right. Looks like we have a little bit of smoke. Tiger pulling back to get some heals. Paratroopers trying to advance, but Panzer Grenadiers stopping them with a, looks like a bundle as well. Werfer is fine with the British force just dying right there. Great. Bazooka team coming on in, trying to hit something, going for the Panther. But looks like they're gonna pull back. On the far left, we have a Panther and a Panzer Grenadier squad slowly advancing. Again, trying to hit the Sexton and all sorts of British infantry that's pretty weak. Centaur trying to hold him back, but I think his AT gun's going down. Panther as well. If it can break through, I think he will try. But there's too many infantry here, and I think with the Royal Engineers as well that could come in, yeah, he's not gonna risk it. On the far right, a British counterattack is coming on in, and with Egg predominantly elsewhere, it's... Oh my god, that was a hell of a plane crash. It's predominantly up to CoH to hold this position. There is some light forces here. The mortars are still trying to hammer them away. Grenadiers are now coming back up to the front slowly but surely, but CoH still in a bit of a pickle. He'll need to do everything he can. Panzer IV is up. Tiger's still undergoing repairs. We have another Panzer IV and an Oswind on standby to shoot down the Allied aircraft. AT gun... oh yeah, nice. Pack gun does hit the Churchill. Firefly as well right there, so might need to worry. Unfortunately, the pack gun bounces off the Churchill. Panzer IV diving on in. Very interesting maneuver. Trying to hit the Royal Engineer, I assume. Werfer kills the Royal Engineer, I think. Yeah, I killed it. Nice. Panzer IV gets rocketed, but does manage to get away. Again, if you're going to rocket something, go for the kill. Don't just do it thinking, yes, I'll scare them away. It's like, sure. Why not? Because, again, it's... Yeah, I typically do, especially in a position where you don't have the most amount of resources in terms of munitions, best to save it for a great hit to make sure you get a kill. Right. Allied forces got driven back by the Axis in mid. Great job. Looks like a good combination of support weaponry, heavy armor, and good infantry advancing. The Americans have paratroopers, but they don't have a counter for, well, an anti-infantry unit. And a good rifle grenade, maybe? Never mind. Apparently the howitzer is just like, fuck you. Werfer coming on trying to kill it. Paratroopers coming on in. Oh my god. Fuck it. Never mind. I'm wrong. Paratroopers and howitzers apparently are supreme because they just murdered 2 of Mac's units. We have a Grenadier squad going solo against a Croc. Good luck, buddy. Actually, no. Massive armor drive by a oh, this is going to be good. For the Brits. They have an AT gun Firefly and are driving back the Panzer IV pretty quickly. The assault officers advancing because there's no German infantry. He can throw artillery. He does. Try to drive them away, especially in this tight corridor right here. British artillery will come on in. Remember, he has Churchills, so this will be in the airburst shells as well. Which will do additional damage, especially to armor. In mid, we have some support coming on in. That would be the P-47s. While the infantry is holding the American infantry at bay, they still had sight on the Panther and whatnot. Oh, decent shots on the Panther. Wearing it down. Now the Allies need a fierce counterattack that does not involve a mortar carriage killing itself. That would probably be suitable. Great shot from the Elephant. First kill. Unfortunately revealed itself, and the Air Force killed the pack gun. That's unfortunate. Artillery is still an issue, and the Allies have been unable to kill it. Spruance does still have the Priest, but has not done too much. We have concentration artillery coming in there, and air supremacy. Bit of overkill, in my personal opinion, for using both. I think you should have used one or the other. That's why it's like, hey, I'm going to hit the artillery on the left. Make sure you use concentration barrage on the one on the right. Because, yeah, bombers just murdered it. But I guess the concert artillery would be great for hitting force in that sector. Unfortunately, the bunker still lives. Okay, the concentration might kill it. But we'll see how well that barrage does. White phosphorus coming in. Again, that'll dislodge the armor, especially with Elephant. It needs long line of sight. So I'm assuming the Americans will take, or the British will take back mid. Speaking of which, their army size is weakest with the Americans. He has an army value close to 50, where if you add up everyone else, it's like low 70s, I want to say. Wow, okay, nice shot with the Royal Engineers with Piats. Elephant is down. We have ourselves a Panther, also very low. Again, if the Sexton was able to get sight, which he would be able to do with... Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have a major. Saw officer, there we go. Recon, boom, bada bing, help out your team. They could spot that. White phosphorus coming down here. Looks like they did kill a Firefly with a good salvo. But Comet might kill it. Yeah, remember, it has grenades, so if they stop... Oh my god. Comet chasing the pack guns. Nice. Werfer coming in on mid, but hits the Centaur more so than the infantry, though the infantry do escape. Pack guns actually will pull back. There's a lot of packs. Oh, white phosphorus might be a good idea, buddy. White phosphorus might be a very good idea. There we go. Nice. Blocks the shot and weakens them down further. Infantry might be able to clear some of that. British forces are trying to launch a counterattack on the right. Axis forces, by the way, average is upper 80s or mid 80s. So very good job there. Paratrooper squads are being forced back by the Brumbar. I thought they were going to push up and kill the Werfer, which is still not healed. Both sides have made some mistakes here and there. Though it looks like the British might be the ones paying for it, as their left flank is completely open. And Axis forces under Slow Meadow have regrouped, reorganized, and are now trying to break. With that VP in mid under Axis control, and now also the far right still under Axis control, and the left being pressured by the Axis. I see this game ending fairly soon, unless the Axis do an amazing counterattack, which possibility, but we'll see. Double Firefly and a Croc now fighting a Tiger and Panzer IV. Again, you gotta get up to CoH with tons of manpower and resources. Air Force coming on in to hopefully target the Fireflies, but they pulled just out of range. Never mind, Fireflies moving back in. Not really a lot of infantry to attack. All of it's backed up pretty far. So, yeah, they could charge in with a bunch of tanks, but I don't think that's necessarily the best idea when the enemy has a lot of pack guns. In mid, we have a British counterattack to take the VP. Comet advancing. Again, pack gun looks like went down, but Elephant's still alive. undergoing repairs, but still alive and driving the Comet away. So good job there. Never mind, Comet being a bit more aggressive. Panzer IV going on in. Nice shot with the pack gun. Can he get the kill? Nope, bounces. Vet 3 Comet does survive. 16 kills. Gotta give credit where credit's due, especially on that war speed. So, I thought he would die, but he did not. British forces trying to hold mid with everything they have. Though, again, we even have CoH2 coming on in. Werfer fire coming in. Jackson trying to hold back the elephant, but you need more than just one Jackson to fight an elephant. Oh, here comes the pain. Nah, 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 nah. Alright, Werfer would be great to kill that paratrooper blob. Panzer IV under heavy fire from the bazookas. Again, one bazooka on that Werfer and it's done. Werfer coming on in. On the retreat path. Gets a couple models. Not a kill, but it does drive them away. So, good job. Where's that priest? Or sexton? Does a bit. At least the bunker there is finally destroyed. There's still the artillery here. Not tons of kills, but still doing something. We have perimeter overwatch, so the territory will be guarded. Nice! Nice Gammon bomb. And artillery kills both. Double whammy for Egg. Now heavily down in manpower. Churchill trying to hit that elephant, though. Having a real tough time with that penetration. Elephant returning fire. Not having as many issues. On the far right, we have British forces trying to drive the Germans away. Artillery is hitting the mortar, driving them back. VP in mid, taken by commandos. Again, now in ambush mode, hit the Panzer Grenadiers. Not sure if the Panzer Grenadiers know where they are, but... Oh, they have camouflage too. That's funny. They're both camouflaged each other. Oh, they spotted though. Luckily missed. Let's see. We have British... American P-47's being called in on the elephant. Again, not much to really kill it, but it will drive it away. And weirdly enough, actually hit some of the infantry. So, I guess win-win. Elephant's down to F health. Jackson moving on in. But again, elephant can still fire. AT gun, though, is helping. 6-pounder trying to hurt that Panther. Jackson pulls back. Panther as well. Elephant moving on in. A little risky with half health. Especially with the Air Force still in. Not sure where the hell that was firing at. But P-47's hit pretty much everything instead of focusing on one target. Panther will make it out again. American forces coming on in. They need to hold this position. Oh, wait. And the left. Nice job by Slow Meadow counterattacking. Although, good job by Danny coming in on CoH2. With not a lot of frontline units. We'll be in a little bit of a pickle. Fireflies, though, moving on in. Under Panther. Tiger fire. I don't think there's a pack gun. Oh, it's back at base. Okay. Firefly's going to pull back. At least it's decrewed so the allies won't lose the VPs. Small counterattack coming on in. Comet charging. Finally! Can you kill this Werfer? 30 kills. My god, it should have died a while ago. White Phosphorus might... Oh, no, pack gun fired right before. But, nice shot there by Mac. With the Axis taking over the right and the left. I think this might be GG, unless the Churchill gets a lucky shot there and the medic comes in to save the day. If G section needs to push on in now and stop waiting, just advance. Weird pair drop in the back, but not terrible. Just not good timing. It's a counterattack by the American with the Jackson. Churchill did kill the pack, but needs to get that veterancy up in order to throw that grenade. Rear echelon trying to get in. MG's looking the wrong way. Panther might actually lose here. Would be better if he used special rounds, but I guess he's trying to save for the P-47s. Werfer as well, right there. Needs to rethink life and, you know, leave. Jackson might try to go for the kill. Keeps penning. He's doing a solid job right there. Jackson, take the last shot. Kills it. Now needs to escape the Shrek and possibly an elephant, which I'm not sure where it is. Oh, there it is. It's healed. Okay. Jackson does get out. Paratroopers coming on in. Again, good job taking the territory. Won't deny. Oh, nice! Nice strike by Mac. Decrews the position and kills some allied forces. Now, the allies have nothing to stop the bleed. Though, good job killing another Werfer. They need to take a position stat. Which looks like they'll be unable to. And that's going to be it. That is GG. So, excellent job by the allies in that game at trying to counterattack, but the Axis closed the loop and was able to seal the deal with winning the game in VPs. Again, I will say, even though a lot of guys like the Americans lost their army, they still kept fighting. And a good job on the Germans overall for, fighting for as long as they can. Let's see right now. Oh, yeah, I still have my previous mode on. Sorry about that. But let's see how this... Oh, God, my face. My face. It was... Yeah, sorry, terrified me. Anyway, let's get to this game. So, let's see here. The after action report showcases Egg with top damage. That makes sense with the elephant, as well as his pack line they typically had. So, I could see that being the big thing here. Slow Meadow, I could be wrong here, but he had decent infantry, and as well, I believe he had a Werfer, but I don't think that was the main cause. I'm not gonna... Actually, not sure. I'm going to say it's infantry related for his top kills. But again, good job. CoH, thank you very much for submitting this. And thank you for being an awesome Patreon supporter. He is an RNG god, which means he supports me at the highest tier on Patreon. Again, thank you so much. And to anyone who wishes to support me there, I deeply appreciate it. It helps me do amazing stuff like tournaments. So thank you. Anyway, going down, we have ourselves on the Allied side. Top damage, although very close, goes to Danny, and top kills goes to Spruance. Spruance kept murdering Slow Meadow. This is shown by the units lost, so I could see that being a reason. Also, could multiple times went in behind, tried to go in from some good hits against. Yeah, I could see it. I could see, yeah, those losses being there. Okay. But, oh my god, especially for the American, because he's just lost so many men with the paratroopers and his own infantry just dying in the howitzers, etc. Although I'm assuming maybe the howitzers are the reason why he got the higher kill count. Damage-wise, it spread out because of the Fireflies, the Comets, the Churchills, and the Allied AT. So we'll see what the MVPs are. So Pack Gun for Mac. Okay. Slow Meadow was Pack Gun. Lost 9 of them. Actually, Artillery got 40 kills and 4 vehicles. Did not notice that, but hey, good shots on that those targets. The Panzer IV. Yes, the Panzer IVs died, but they were very aggressive, I will say. So good job at least keeping the British with heavier armor on the back foot with weaker armor. Egg, 21,000 with the Pack Gun. So, okay. Yeah, solid job. That's what I thought. Spruance. The Centaur. Huh. I mean, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. He did shoot down so many planes in the air. 14, by the way. And actually did a very good job at killing, what was it? Not only planes, but also at constantly harassing Meadow's forces that kept trying to come around. So I can see that. Plus his infantry section looks like got some kills. Paratroopers, decent damage from the bazooka team, so I think it could have done a little better. Again, I feel like you kept retreating. Some instances when you spreading out would have been fine. And they knew you were going to retreat, so they hit you on the retreat with the Werfer. Comets, how many did you make? You made 2. Okay, so not as many as I thought that were used. But they actually did considerable damage considering they took 20,000 damage and got 4 kills. So good job there. Yeah, I was going to say, you had the Vet 3 one, so that escaped a number of close calls. Firefly didn't kill anything, but didn't die either, which is actually a decent accomplishment. Trying to keep them alive, especially against a pack and line filled with heavy armor. So good job there. Overall, a solid game. I like that game. It showed that if you're close to defeat, you could still come back. Maybe not fully, but you can rebalance yourself and reorganize. Though I feel like the Axis still played better overall, and once they lost their footing, they took a little bit of time, reorganized, and were able to push back. So great job. Thanks again, CoH, for swinging this game. Let me know what you guys think down below. This has been Greyshot17, and I'll see all you guys next time. Hello guys, before you go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Folkford, Aphyria, Ace, Pyroshark, tonybee, Epic Pleb, XSomeToolx, and Sir Marvel. Thank you all for your incredible support in helping this channel grow. This has been Greyshot and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.